is the Rays POSTCAST, your instant game reaction to the Tampa Bay Rays, part of the Locked On Podcast Network. Your team every day.
Hello and welcome to the Tampa Bay Rays POSTCAST, your spot for an instant Rays reaction to every single Rays game. My name is Jonathan Shields. I'll be with you for every single one of those Rays games, and we're coming to you after a tough 3-1 loss to the Toronto Blue Jays. In this one, we're going to talk about, can the offense ever find consistency this season? We're going to talk about how the bats no-showed in this one big time, especially in the last 4 innings, and we're going to look ahead to tomorrow. But we're going to be talking about, first, Ryan Pepiot and the one pitch that doomed him.
This is what you'll be talking about.
This was Ryan Pepiot's best outing until the 6th inning, and that 6th inning is where we'll also get to our turning point of the game.
Time to reveal where the game was won or lost. It's the turning point.
The old adage in baseball is that the 3-run home run is the best play in baseball. And Alejandro Kirk got a hold of one and sent one to right center field to kind of put the dagger in the Rays' hearts. But before we get to Pepiot, it's hard to win with one run. And Pepiot just got no run support. And it's a shame that he picked up this loss. He went 6 innings, and his fastball, except that for literally the one bad pitch, was fantastic. I believe he got 6 of his strikeouts, they said on the broadcast, on the fastball. Or I think it was 5 of his 7 strikeouts was on the fastball. And it was really good tonight. And the one pitch, Pep's going to go back. He wants it back. And 0-2, I don't even hate that he went back to the fastball. That's what I would have done. I just don't like the location, but you want that ball above the zone, end up being middle right at the belt. And I mean, Kirk did not miss it. And, right when they scored, the way this offense was going, you just knew that, it wasn't going to be good. I mean, this offense was, again, lethargic for much of the game. The Rays offense did not record a hit in the 6th inning, the 7th inning, the 8th inning, or the 9th inning. And a lot of them was just not great at bats by the Rays, and a lot of uncompetitive at bats versus the Blue Jays bullpen. So, again, I thought Ryan Pepiot was really good. His fastball, good bounce back from him. His changeup, he had that changeup, I believe was the Springer, which was just pure filth by Ryan Pepiot on that changeup. So again, it's just frustrating that he gets the loss. But again, people are going to talk about that one pitch and how that one pitch doomed the Rays. But you go past that, if Ryan Pepiot gets normal run support, then the Rays win this game. You're not going to win many games winning 1-0, even though the Rays probably have had more 1-0 outcomes this season than any other team in the MLB so far this year. So if you're watching the replay, make sure you guys leave a like and subscribe. If you guys are watching live, leave a comment. We will get to them at the end, as we always do. And let's talk about a little bit more about that offense. So besides Brandon Lau, there just really wasn't much to say, even though that's not true. Jonathan Aranda continues just to put together insane at-bats. That at-bat he had in the 8th inning, even though he ground out 105 off the bat, by the way. He's just been awesome. But, Morale, I thought, was awful tonight. You could tell he hasn't played in a little bit. Jansen was good. Janikowski wasn't good. Cabby got the double. So this offense wasn't bad. They just couldn't get the key hit through the first 5 innings. And the last 4 innings, they were bad. That was the worst that this offense has played in a little bit. And, will this offense ever find consistency? So if the Rays want to go where we want them to go next year, it would require them to go on some sort of winning streak, winning 5+ or more games, right? And right now, I don't really have the faith in them to be able to do that. And it's because of this offense. But this offense is going to get some reinforcements. Josh Lowe hit a home run in Durham tonight. So, I'm not panicking, but that's why guys like Janikowski can't play. Jankowski can't play every day. He's a good player. He's a fine player. But rolling him out there for 5 days a week, not ideal for the Rays. You want to play him 2 days a week, bring him in situationally, all for it. But, he's not an everyday player nowadays in the MLB. And then, so I think for the key to the Rays, if they want to hit their stride, is getting their guys healthy and getting their guys rolling. So when is that going to happen? I'm not sure. But hopefully it is sooner rather than later, because there's been too many times this Rays offense has only scored 1 run, 2 runs, 3 runs, 0 runs, which has happened a few times. And if they can find any form of consistency, not 11 runs the next day, 1 the next day, maybe 5 tomorrow, then 0, 0, whatever. just was not good. But again, let's highlight some positives from that lineup. Like I said, Brandon Lowe continues to hit, and he kills Bassett too. I mean, he was hitting, I believe they said like 455 off him coming in today, add another 2 hits to that. Misner, he's looked a lot better the last 4 games, right? He had that one lone RBI single, and he just continues to, put together better and better at bats. So, yeah, just again, not much to talk about from this game because the offense didn't do much, and really the Blue Jays offense didn't do much for a majority of the game until obviously that big 6th inning. But you look, there was some. I thought the defense, the Rays defensively, besides the junior era, was really good. They had the big double play in the bottom of the first. It was a great play by, Cabby, and then Pepiot in the bottom of the 5th got out of a big spot. It was first and second, 2 outs, and he was locked in for 5 innings. Man, it's just the one pitch. Pepiot, I think he threw. I can get the exact number of what he threw. Pepiot threw 92 pitches, and probably 88 of them were really good. And one of the 4 that was really bad just was belt high to Kirk, and he did not miss it. So we will look ahead to tomorrow and see what the Rays need to do to get a sweep right after this. This episode is brought to you by Supply House. Get the supplies you need from the site made for skilled trades, Supply House. Whether you're in plumbing, HVAC, or electrical work, Supply House is a reliable way to order products online. Their easy-to-use website is packed with helpful resources and the latest product info to help you get the job done right. Plus, with a complete inventory of over 200,000 parts from 400-plus top brands, you'll find exactly what you need delivered fast from coast to coast. Need help with an order? Supply House offers expert support and industry-leading service, so you'll always talk to a real person. And for trade pros looking for that extra edge, their free Trade Master program offers exclusive perks like a dedicated phone line, free shipping, and discounts on every order. Thousands of skilled professionals are already taking advantage. Now it's your turn. Join Trade Master program today at supplyhouse.com/TM and start ordering plumbing, HVAC, and electrical supplies with just a few clicks. Plus, use promo code SH5 for 5% off your first order. That's supplyhouse.com. So again, lighter crowd in here live expected, late night with the Rays losing as well. But if you guys are in here live, make sure to drop a comment. We're going to get to them pretty soon before we look ahead. So tomorrow, the Rays will look to pick up the series win against the Blue Jays. 3 o'clock start tomorrow afternoon game. So it will be Zach Littell versus Kevin Gausman. I feel like Kevin Gausman's always pitched really well against the Rays. And I don't love this matchup for Zach Littell, even though Zach Littell has never given up an earned run to the Blue Jays. It's just he's a guy to pitch to contact, and the Blue Jays just, especially the first 4 guys in their order, man, really talented first 4 or 5 guys in the order, just mash to contact. So Gausman's 3-3 in the year. Zach Littell is 2-5, but have been pitching really good the last few games. So again, I thought that this was the game that the Rays kind of had to get to win this series. I didn't love the matchup tomorrow, but look, you want to go win a series, would be a big series to win. Got to do it tomorrow with your 5th starter. But, like I said, Littell's been really good lately. Let's just hope he doesn't have a regression game tomorrow. So, again, Kevin Gausman feels like he always pitches well against the Rays, and he's been going at it for a little bit now as he is in his age 34 season. And we'll quickly just look what he's done lately. Gave up 3 earned against Seattle his last time out. Time before that, 0 earned against Cleveland over 6 innings. Time before that against the Yankees, gave up 6. Time before that, 2. So he's been a little inconsistent so far, coming off 2 pretty good outings as well. Has 12 strikeouts combined in his last 2 outings. Does Kevin Gausman. So again, that's kind of the matchup for tomorrow. And look, there's no must-win games. There's no must-win series in April, but the games against divisional opponents mean more. And it would be great for the Rays to get a big one there. Sorry, guys. We will get to the comments as we go to our guy. Gary says, really good effort by Ryan Pepiot. 1 mistake, 0-2 pitch. Unfortunately, it cost them the game. And tomorrow's another day. You're exactly right. Nothing more you can say to that because tomorrow's another day. And you hope that the Rays can, get the series win tomorrow. Again, the Rays, you don't like looking at how many games back they are in the middle of May, but, they're 5 games back, I think now 5.5 from the Yankees. So, yeah, I mean, just keep stacking series because you go to Miami, and Miami's really been kind of struggling lately. So, you go to Miami, you hope that you take 2 out of 3, and then you just keep rolling from there. Again, need a winning road trip this week to get some momentum going back home. So again, make sure if you guys are new, you join the live, leave some comments. We're getting to them right now as we go back to Gary. The Rays should soon be getting Josh Lowe back. Yeah, I mean, he'll be back this weekend. I'd be shocked if he's not back this weekend. Hi-Sum Kim, I hope he's back this month. And that lineup should be significantly lengthened once that happens. Yeah, and I know Jankowski's has some really good at-bats for the Rays, but, having a bottom 3, and it wasn't tonight, but most times with Walls, Jankowski, even though Jansen's been better lately, I believe his on-base streak ended today, actually. But it's just not going to win you too many games, even though it has won them games in the past. So, you can't say Dan Jansen's on-base streak did end tonight. That is sad. But, yeah, you just need more, lineup depth. And not having Yandy, as we see another comment from Gary talks about, nice to have Yandy. I feel like they felt not having Yandy in this one even more than normal, right? Just never his presence in some of those at-bats. And Morel was really bad tonight. He hasn't faced live pitching a little bit, so I'll cut him some slack. But, it's Yandy's the best bat the Rays have. Probably Aranda right now, but still, Yandy is the best right-handed bat that the Rays got. So, again, some positives that Brandon Lau is really starting to get going. And if Brandon Lau can, kind of continue to get going, he can carry you for a week. And he's played well at the Marlins Stadium before, as a lot of the Rays players have. So just win tomorrow, focus on taking 2 or 3 from the Marlins, go back home 4-2. And look, you got a big task when you go back home. You go back home, you get Houston, and then you get Toronto again. Toronto circles back around. So it is not easy. And you got a 10-game homestand against the Twins. And when Minnesota just won, their 10th game of the 10th game in a row. So not an easy homestand, and it's a 10-gamer. So it's a 9-gamer in 11 days. So just got to keep, or 9 games in 10 days for the Rays at home. So, would really be nice to go into that homestand on a winning streak. As we see Alexander in here, he says such a bad pitch from Pepiot, down 0-2, but the offense gets 7 hits for 1 run. Yeah, like I said, the offense really battled for the first 5 innings, I thought. And then the last 4 innings, they didn't get a hit. They were held hitless. And there were some good at-bats out there, like I mentioned, the Ronda at-bat. And the top of the 8th was really a lead at-bat. Just, it's baseball. Sometimes the ball doesn't bounce your way. But, yeah, like I said, I did not hate the pitch selection from Pepiot. I did not like the pitch location. And I'm sure he wanted that 0-2 fastball elevated above the zone. He threw 92 pitches. 88 of them were really good, and the 4 that were bad. Luckily, 3 of them, or probably 1 or 2 of them actually got kind of hit in the double plays. So, there's another one, Vladdy in the gap. And there's another one right there, just right down the middle. And, Kirk deposits it into the seats. But again, didn't hate the pitch, hated the execution of it. But again, just Pepiot did not deserve to pick up a loss for this game. So I believe Pepiot moves to, I think, either 2-5 and 2-6 now. And he does not deserve to be 2-5. Yeah, he moves to 2-5. Does not deserve to be 2-5. Deserves much better from that. But again, the Rays offense just cannot get it done tonight, and cannot get it done for him. It was the story kind of earlier this year with the Rays never giving Zach Littell, run support. I believe in San Diego, it was the first time he had a lead, like you pitched with the lead. It was the same thing with Ryan Pepiot tonight. Just didn't have it. He had it tonight. Did not have the run support needed in order for him to really flourish. So not too many comps in here tonight. That's fine. It's all good. Tomorrow's an afternoon game. Hopefully we get a Rays win in the afternoon, an earlier start time. We can get some more people in here, hopefully, after a Rays win. So reminder, Rays will play tomorrow at 3 o'clock. Zach Littell versus Kevin Gausman. Some stuff to look out for. Zach Littell has never given up an earned run to the Blue Jays in his career. So let's hope he can continue that tomorrow. Let's hope that the Bats can continue their groove and from Tuesday night and not tonight, and they pick up from where they left off on Tuesday. So, going in every game, you should try to score 4 or more runs. Like, to me, that's kind of like the thing. If you score 4 or more runs, that's what, that's what we like to see from the Rays. It really gives you confidence with that pitching staff. Another underrated thing, the Rays only used 2 pitchers tonight. Their entire bullpen would be rested. Granted, I don't know how you feel about that with, kind of how bad you said and Pete have been lately. But again, I trust Pete more than anyone in this Rays bullpen, even though Orsi continues to make a claim for why he should be, kind of more of a high leverage guy. But, Clevenger will be available tomorrow. Uceta, Rodriguez, Fairbanks, all will be available tomorrow. So if Littell can give 5 innings, maybe even give a quality start, get to that 6th inning, 3 or less runs, really like the Rays' chances to try and come out on top. But that'll do it for this edition of the Rays Postcast. I appreciate everyone jumping in here that was in live, and we will see you guys tomorrow afternoon/night.